Beauties. Okay, so I had thought that we would keep beautiful Sharon. I see your beautiful face. That I would keep these evening classes more grounding and relaxing and calming. And as I say that, if there's anything you need, I can always sneak it into anywhere. So you can think it or speak it, whatever it is. Oh, it's just like being in class, Claudette. See, that's so nice you have your video on. I can share these moments with you too, right? But hopefully you're laughing. I can't tell. Oh, should I unmute you?
I've got a really sore hip.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm also always glad to hear that when you come to class. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you know, sometimes if I leave, it's just because I can't do it.
Okay, great. Okay. Well, not great, but
yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, thank you. All right. Okay. Good. So I'm just shuffling my little goddess deck and choose a card for all of us that hopefully will resonate in some way. Ah, yes. Like these cards know we're going to start yoga. Ask your inner teacher. Everything you need to know is within you. Ask your inner teacher. Everything you need to know is within you. Which I feel could be a mantra for our yoga practice. You know, I always say, listen to yourself, follow your inner teacher, do what you need, like whatever you need to do, and follow your inner teacher. Ask your inner teacher. Wow. Yeah. That is the truth, my friends. Right? My sister, I was saying this earlier, I was talking to my sister and she's like, I'd really like to learn how to do, and she said, a pose. And the truth is, if you really, like, I can instruct it, but the truth is, if you want to know how to do it, you got to practice it. And when you practice something every day, then all those little nuances start to make sense. So when I first started teaching or even taking yoga, and it was Iyengar style, was really like predominantly what was out there at that time. And it's pretty strict, you know. It's like, this is this foot here, this hand here, and I fall back on a lot of it. A lot of it is very good teaching, but you know, if your hip is out of whack or you have a knee problem or whatever it is, you know, you have to, and it also allows space for that, but to really be your own teacher in your practice is super powerful and potent, and that's where the magic lies for everything. Your inner teacher, everything you need to know is within you. I say, like, even this time of, you know, quarantine or not being as busy as social, is time to cultivate your creative, whatever that is, those things you loved when you were younger, to start to bring that back in. Oh, this card just popped right out. So, oh, okay. I think we had this card before. This is the Courage card, which is kind of appropriate. Courage. And, you know, she's connecting to her inner lioness, to that which is within you that will lead the way. And above you, you can see the light shining out of the crown chakra. Good. What else do we have? Her heart center is illuminated. And we have the flowers there, which are a sign of spring. You know, it's always the promise of something new to come. Courage. Yay. Okay. So, so for this practice, as I'm formulating it in my head, I want to say something to use as a strap. But those of you who've been, you know how it goes. So I feel we're going to use a strap maybe. And I did make some blanket rolls. I do have 2 bolsters here for Heart Knife. So if you have your bolster, bring it in. If you don't have a bolster, you can grab some blankets, maybe 2 or 3, and you can make a nice little roll. And also, we are going to be on our backs quite a bit. So I feel like I'm going to just say, yeah, we'll just start there. So if you want to put a blanket down over your mat and just start to make your space really beautiful for yourself, then you can do that if you're practicing on the floor. What's nice about laying out a blanket is that when you put your arms out, you know, they're there and you can always wrap it around you. So that's just a recommendation if you like that. Otherwise, just gathering your props and take your time. Good. And let me say again how much I honor every single one of you here. I'm on gallery view, so I see your little boxes and your beautiful faces, and it's an honor. It's an honor. It's an honor. It's an honor. So thank you so much for coming into my living room and joining Heart and I. I'm just gonna move this back a little bit, tilt it. I have to burn myself. Did you see that? Yikes. Okay, once you're seated, if you have a beverage, and if you don't, that's fine. Just cup your hands and hold some beautiful fresh air in your hands, or take your drink and just hold it in front of your heart, or your hands in front of your heart, and take a few breaths here, and invite yourself here. So you can just start to drop into your breath, release your day. And just noticing how you're feeling, honestly. And then just asking yourself, what do I need to invite in? What is it? It's not even need. What is it I want to invite in? And then you can look down at your cup. You can just inhale. You can breathe into it. Just connect to your senses and this cup of nourishment, and send into here your love energy, your calm, your creative, your grounding, your presence, your inner lion, your lion-hearted, your inner warrior, protection, patience, clarity, abundance, and good health, and anything else you'd like to send in, whether you have words for it or not. And then as you feel your breath settle and you start to calm into this space, you feel there's a separation between where you were 5 minutes ago and where you are right now at this moment. Then feel free to, ceremoniously lift the cup, bring the liquid into your mouth, savor it, enjoy it, feel it, make it sensual. So all the senses are involved. And if you don't have anything to drink, just hold your hands. Maybe you have essential oils you want to put in your palms, or just take a nice inhale. Went down the wrong way. I thought that doesn't mean anything. And then we'll just set that aside. Okay. Great. All right. And then we're just going to stay sitting for a few moments. So feel free to stretch your legs out as you need to. I'm going to actually change the cross of my legs. Good. And then just touching the earth, lift yourself tall. And as you exhale, bow your chin. And as you inhale, lift your arms up to the sky, turn your face up to the sky. Bring the palms together, and as you exhale, open your hands, release them back down, bow your chin, and inhale, lift. And as you exhale, release, and start to feel that you yourself are spreading your wings, opening your heart, maybe even the shoulders. So if you have capacity to start to take the arms out and back and up. as if you're flying with your breath. Maybe you're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Or just in and out through your nose, whatever feels right. Bringing in a smile. We're just going to do 2 more. And next time your arms come up in the air, keep them there, bring your palms together. And with great reverence, release these hands down in front of your heart space, bow your chin, rest in your stillness for a moment here. Feel your energy and your heartbeat as you tune into your inner world. And we'll open practice and chant the sound of love 3 times. And before we do that, we're just going to open our breath 3 times. So take a nice big breath in, fill yourself up, lift yourself up, drop your shoulders, hold your breath. Exhale. Just 1 normal breath in and out. So you can actually feel how things change. And then take a full inhale, fill yourself up. Draw energy up from the earth, really lift up, drop your shoulders, smile, take in more air. Pause into all of that, re-ground, re-lift, smile, and then exhale. Release everything, take a normal breath in and out. Begin to feel yourself opening and expanding on the inside. We'll do 1 more. Inhale. Take it all the way up. Pause, lift up from the earth right to the solar plexus, and then you draw down from the crown of your head right to the solar plexus. Take in more air. Pause, find the center point between earth and sky, and take in more. Pause, hold it. I'm going to do 1 more sip. I'm going to retain it and keep lifting, drawing my belly in. I'm holding it. I'm smiling. I'm dropping the shoulders and lifting. Keep holding unless you need to let it go. Otherwise, stay with me, and let it go. And then just take a normal breath in and out. How good does that feel? I'm present in my body. There's nowhere else to be. Then inhale for the first love. Bow your chin and pause to receive that love that you have offered into your own space and that I have sent to you. All these little boxes have sent out to you. And then bowing down, maybe bringing your hands together if they were not there, placing your hands on your thighs, lift your chin and open your eyes. Okay, we're going to start here with just some circling. And so again, change the cross. I did do opposite cross, whatever you need to do. Sit up higher if that would be better. Know you can do this on a chair or on your couch too, if that sitting on the floor is not a happy place. And then just start to find your groove. So maybe the shoulders are in it and like you're doing this beautiful little dance with yourself, like a little soul dance. Yes. And then staying with this and then feeling like, oh, it's really the rib cage that's going to like just swirl around. So you can actually feel the ribs come forward and you're going to press into your back. There's cat and there's cow. And then the last thing I'm going to add is the hands. So just turning my hands around so they stay in contact with the thighs, but I'm getting a little bit of extra wrist. So turning the fingers just maybe in, you can even Find whatever that is for yourself. And you could also circle the hands all the way so that you move to the backs of the hands. And that might kind of confuse your circling as it just did to me. And that's all fine. And then reverse and find this little dance on your own on the other side, making it your own. So turning my hands and my wrists here full circle. Now I'm going to reverse that circling of my hands and try and stay going the same direction. Don't think it'll work, but it's all good. Good. Okay, and then just start to bring your hands to your knees as you continue to circle. And kind of slow that circle. Don't just slow it, but just make it more about the hips and you're just circling. And then we're going to turn this into a front back cat-cow. So the next time you come back, just tuck back, hold onto your knees, drop your chin, and then as you inhale, lengthen, roll your shoulders up and back, hands slide back, heart forward, and exhale, yeah. Inhale, come up, lift up, and then tuck back. Maybe open your mouth so wide, stick your tongue out. Inhale, and as you come forward, open your mouth, stick your tongue out. That's lion pose. And just moving front to back as you open your lion heart. And you look up with your eyes. So as you come back, you might even close your eyes or look into your heart. And as you come forward, look up as high as you can and come into your lion. So we add in some face yoga, my friends. You can even like open your mouth so wide at every time that you let it go. Let's just do 2 more of each direction. And then the next time you come forward, just walk your hands forward, come into a forward fold here. However it is, legs however they are, dropping your head. If you want to sway in this plane, you know, something else to discover. So wherever you have your hands, oh cute, is all fine. Good. Okay, then we're just gonna drop in 3 breaths, however you like. Just release yourself in your version of forward fold. Feel your breath. If you want to keep the lion pose in your forward fold, go for it. If you need to build your courageous heart, that's a great pose. Okay, then we're going to walk ourselves up. You're just going to sit for a moment. I'm going to change the cross of the legs. You do whatever you need to do. We're going to come back to forward fold and take it into a twist. So from here, I'll lift up, and then I come into the lion. I take my heart forward. I'm going to stick my tongue out. Why not? And then bring the hands down to the floor and walk your hands over to the right. And wherever this goes, you know, sometimes, you know, when I'm in this, I like to tuck back a little bit, turn, get more in, and then just drop into your twist. So we're already changing the breath. So nothing too strenuous, just a little different place to be. Okay, let's take 2 more beautiful breaths here. Feel them full and easy. And then you'll gently walk yourself up and over. And we'll just fall into this twist on the second side. So you might tuck back, twist, and then come in. And then just dropping in. So if you're very close to your knee, you can tuck your chin in so you get your forehead to your knee. And that's the full extension of the pose because there's nowhere else to go there. So it's all fine wherever you are. Breathe, relax, rest in. Honor. If your legs are starting to cramp or your feet are starting to fall asleep, be here, be with that. Okay, and then we'll walk maybe through center, and then from center, you can walk yourself upright. Maybe you keep your eyes closed if you're already starting to feel the magic. You can stretch your legs out, wiggle your little toes. Okay, so we are going to come onto our backs. We're going to do a foot rub first before we do that, and maybe a little bit of tapping. So let's start with one foot, whichever one, however you can see it. You know, use your props, my friends. Make it kind and lovely. And let's start with just tapping on the sole of your foot. So you'll just take the opposite hand. You're just going to tap. And you can look at the foot. Just tap all over, just this tapping up and down motion. And then we're going to come to the arch, and you're just going to tap on the arch. So my other hand is resting on my knee. I'm going to turn the palm up and take Gyan Mudra, that I'm okay. Sit up tall if you can, if this is okay. Just tapping on the arch of your foot, just, that's it, just bouncing as if it's a little trampoline, and your hand is just bouncing on that. Keep nice breath. Maybe you close your eyes. Just keep tapping. Good. And we're just going to do another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just to feel that, just release your hands. I'm going to this Libra, you know, I do this, I don't know. So just take this balance, and, you know, we are tomorrow be in the Festival of Bell. Oh, I'm going to stop talking. Feel into your foot, maybe into the hand that was tapping. And then once you kind of feel that, then take both hands over to that foot. Maybe keep your eyes closed and just start to rub the toes, create some spaciousness, the top and the sole of the foot. Give it some twisting and some loving, and yes. And then we're going to weave the opposite fingers in between those toes. It's essential work. Essential work. And then once you're there, just moving the toes in a way that opening. You know, right before you guys came in, I was playing No Woman, No Cry. You know, and that one line, my feet are my only carriage. It is the truth. And it's this great reminder. Okay, so just take, maybe, you know, do some, I'm just shaking the foot or front and back, whatever feels great here. And I love you, foot. And then you can release, and we'll just take a moment. So you can stretch your legs out, move your toes, and then just drop in, really feel the vibrancy in one foot and the, I was going to say dead in the other, but that's not the right word. But there's definitely like a low frequency. That's better. High frequency, low frequency. Yeah. And then switch. And we're just going to come back, you know, do what you got to do again. Prop up. And then just come back to tapping. And then the other hand, you know, if you need it on the floor, that's fine. But if it's resting, turn the palm up, take that I'm okay mudra, Gyan Mudra. This is one, you know, we see quite often. It's a great mudra for opening and calming yourself, spaciousness, presence, clarity. That's why you see this in meditation poses quite a bit. Okay, and then just moving to just the arch. And we're just going to tap in the arch. As you do that, go ahead and close your eyes if you wish. Be with your breath. Okay, notice your sacred sit. If you can lift yourself tall, do it. So a lot to think about beyond just tapping. How am I breathing? Am I smiling? Just continue tapping into the arch of your foot. Okay, moving into our final 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just pausing. You can feel into your hand that was tapping, into the foot. Yeah, frequency, vibrancy is good words. And then take both hands over and keep your eyes closed, or you look at your foot with love and appreciation, and just love this foot up. Feel its toes, pull them apart, twist them. Yes. You rub the top and the bottom, and then we'll weave the fingers in between the toes. Pull the toes up, find some space space in whatever way. So you might use your thumb to massage the foot while you're there. Move your whole foot around, whatever you're doing. Just make sweet love to your foot here. Love you, foot. Thank you for everything. Good. Okay. And just taking 2 more breaths, doing whatever feels right. And then you can release your hand. And you can stretch your feet out and just feel into the vibrancy and frequency. And some of you might even be able to see the colors of your feet, that they look nice and pink and happier. So if you have socks with you, you feel free to put them on. And if you have a sweatshirt or anything, if you need to suit up before you come to lie down. And we're going to start with, let's start with a shoulder opener. So we'll take one blanket and you'll just roll it up or fold it up. And you could also use your bolster. Want a bolster?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. And then we're just going to open the heart. So you're going to lie back. We're manipulating puppies here. Okay. And then you're just going to lie over it so that your upper chest is lifted. If you need something underneath your head, throw that there. Your arms can be, the hands resting on your belly. If your shoulders are talking to you, and you can take the arms, the elbows in line with the shoulders and do that. And then knees bent, my friends, everybody. And you're going to walk your feet out to the sides, bring the knees together. I'm just going to start here. And just feeling into your body, noticing, if the back feels tight, that's great. And it's always nice when you start off feeling a little stiff and creaky, and hopefully then we have lots of nice places we can work into. And just feeling that your heart space can melt, your belly can melt, your hips can be heavy. Okay, so we're going to start with like a little hip walk. So there's not much to do and not much to see because it's really an internal thing, but your feet are on the floor, knees are together. Just turn your heels out a little bit so you feel a little bit pigeon-toed. Then we're going to really press the knees together so much that maybe the hips are going to lift even a little bit off the floor. And like by so little, they might not even, if you put your hand there, you might still feel that you're connected to the floor. And then once you press the knees together, you're lifted a little bit. See if you can soften your glutes. And open your mouth as you breathe, whether you're breathing in and out through your mouth or not. Take one more breath like this. And then lower the tush slowly to the floor. And then just be in your rest again. Just notice if anything's changed already. And then we're going to keep the knees touching. You don't have to push them super hard together. And you're just going to slide them as if so they're going to keep contact, but you're going to push one knee away and the other knee is going to come forward so the hips are moving. And then you're going to do that just like as if you're going for a little walk. Just keep sliding your knees gently past each other. That's landing. So it's not much to see. If you look at me, you're not even going to see anything, but it's just moving the hips. So you feel one hip lift and the other, like you're doing this little hula dance. Then I'm going to see if I can do that by pushing the knees together, lifting the hips, but still do this little hip walk. So I'm just lifted so little off the floor, and I'm just doing this little hip walk. If the knees come apart, that's okay, but try and keep them together. And you might even feel one hip, kind of drop. You're going to feel a difference in the way they're moving. And then we'll just release that down to the floor, super slow. Just come back to your rest. And just feel what's happened. Anything's changed? Okay, so I'm going to keep this little blanket underneath the chest, but if it's too much for you, you please take it out. But from here, I'm going to separate the knees apart, keep the feet as they are, nice and wide. They might even go wider. And we're just going to take one knee. So let's say just the right one. So you keep the foot on where it is, and you're going to drop just the right knee out to the right. And then the foot might move, but I just mean it's not going anywhere. And then you'll lift that knee up, and you're going to drop that knee now to the inside of the left foot. And so you could be on the tippy toes as you just go through these two places. Just dropping the knee out and then bringing it in. Okay, and so whatever you need to do, if the left knee wants to move with it, you know, everything's attached, so that's okay. I'm not really working so hard at keeping the left leg stabilized, but it is pretty much in its position. Okay, so as you continue to do this, just opening and closing, if you can somewhere, when you come to the end of each part, into the foot and out, can you just deepen that a little bit by, you know, adding the feet? So as the knee comes in, that same foot is going to just gently push the floor away. And as the knee goes out, it's actually the opposite foot that will push down. So just kind of feel that in your own, you know, your eyes maybe are closed and you're just feeling, this great connection between this movement and your feet connecting. We're just going to do one or two more. Just not going super fast. And then we'll just come up and just come back to that basic resting pose with the knees together and just feel what's happened. So notice the right side and the vibrancy and the frequency you feel. Good. Let's take one more full breath in and out. Readjust on your blanket roll if you're still on it. Good. And then we'll separate the knees, separate the feet a little. I'm walking my feet out a little bit more. And then taking the left knee out to the left. And then up and in towards the right, inside of the right foot. And just go slow, just moving with your breath and just feeling. This is great work for the back, low back, for the hips, inner hips and outer hips. And once you kind of have the motion of this ocean, then adding in a little bit of extra at the peak of each pose. So the knee comes in, that same foot pushes the floor away, maybe the hip lifts. And then as you go to the opposite side, the opposite foot pushes away. So doing your best just to keep the right knee up towards the sky as much as you can. Listening to the flow of your breath. I'm just going to do two more. But, you know, as always, if it's speaking to you, do more. And then as you finish, you're just going to come back to basic resting pose. Just feeling in. And soften all the muscles of your face, my friend. Smile. And feel, if you can remember how you felt when you first lay down, anything that was tweaking or talking to you, and is it still there? Okay, and then from here, I'm just going to have you separate your knees and extend your legs one at a time, and they don't have to touch. They can be quite far apart. And then just flexing your feet. And we're going to do a hip walk here. So I just push one leg away and then the other leg. So as I do that, the hips, one hip is hiking up and then the other one hikes up. It's kind of moving yourself. If you put a blanket down, that's going to help make things feel nice and smooth. Just do it a few more times so your feet are flexed and you press one heel away and the other, and the leg gets longer and the other one gets shorter. And then just pausing and just let your feet flop. Just feel. Good. And let's take one more breath in and out. And again, if you need to take that blanket roll out from under your chest, go ahead. And if you need to readjust it, do that. And then we're going to bring the legs right together. So they're just touching. And the heels are on the floor, toes are up. We're going to keep the right leg where it is, right foot where it is. And you're just going to put the sole of the left foot, you're just going to turn so you get the sole of the left foot on top of the right. And the right foot can even turn in too, like they're almost crossed over each other. Then what you're going to do, so you have the sole of the left foot and the top of the right foot connected. Then you're just going to push them against each other. So the right foot is flexed, is going to pull up, and the left foot is going to push into that leg or into that foot. So you're just really connecting your feet as you pull the right foot and the left foot pushes, and then release. Exhale, release that, let your feet just flop. I don't know, my low back already feels amazing. Now, come back again. So the heels are on the floor, the toes are pointing up to the sky, and now the right foot's going to cross on top of the left. So the sole of the right foot is on top of the left foot, and then they're going to connect so much. So you're pushing the right foot away from you, and the left foot's pulling up. And just really keep that as much as you can. You know, notice if you're engaging your belly or tightening your face, smile, but really keep it in the feet. And then release, let the feet just flop and breathe. Yes. Okay, great. And then from here, I'm gonna bend the knees again, but notice which leg wants to go first and do the opposite one. And put both feet on the floor, come back to the basic resting pose for a moment. Maybe take your hands to your belly or your body somewhere and just take a few breaths. Okay, and then from here, we're just gonna come windshield wiper, our good friend windshield wiper. So separate your knees, drop your knees over to one side, maybe you turn your head away. Yeah, and then go ahead and roll over to the other side. You know, if you're someone who gets dizzy, you might keep the head at center. Okay, so here we are, just windshield wiper. I'm not going very fast. And we're just going to take this into a windshield wiper bridge. So as you get to the peak of the pose with the knees dropping over, flex your feet and push the opposite foot. So if your knees are over to the left, the right foot's going to push so far. Maybe your back is going to lift. You're looking over the right arm, and then you'll release, come onto the back, legs come up, and the knees go over to the left side, or the right side, sorry, and the left foot's going to really push away. When you turn your face to the left, and then you feel there's a little bit of, I want to say cat-cow happening here too. A little bit of that arching, you lift, release. So just find your own rhythm. So you're taking windshield wiper to its greatest degree in that you can start to take it all the way up your back, maybe all the way up into the shoulder even, wherever it is. And good. Okay, so just do two more, one on each side. And then you'll come back to the basic resting pose, and you can stay in basic resting, which is the knees bent, feet, yeah, and the knees touching. But if you want to stretch your legs, that's fine. Just drop in, feel all of that. Good. Okay, take a full breath in, hold it at the top. Lift up as we do when we're sitting, pull down. You're going to feel the solar plexus area press down, take in more air. Lift up, pull down, feel yourself engage more to the floor, take in more air, and let it go. Feel everything kind of spread out like so much water. Just take a normal breath. We're going to do that again. Just take a full breath in. And then lift up from the base of you to the solar plexus, pull down, feel your ribs pull down, take in more air. Notice that the knees are starting to push together more if the legs are bent. Okay, find it, take in more air. Take in more air, stay here, stay here. And then slowly let this breath go. As you release your body, feel like everything just release so slow until you come back to full rest. Okay, take a full breath in, a full breath out, and then finding your arms, start to stretch them out to the sides, open your hands, and you're gonna reach up to the sky. We're gonna bring the palms together here. And the same thing we did with the feet, this little bit of walking, so with the palms together, you just slide one arm up higher, then it comes down, and the other one goes up, like you're just moving. And you can open your eyes and look at your hands or keep your eyes closed and just kind of feel what's happening. And then you're just going to continue to do this, but bring the arms down to like maybe 30 degrees. And then do that again. Good. And then we're going to go through center and just a little bit above, and then do that again. So you're 30 degrees towards the top of your head. Yeah, so you can actually really feel one shoulder lift to the other. And then I'm going to take the arms over the head, knowing you probably, like whatever room you have, just do that again. They don't have to go right over your head, just opening your shoulders in a different plane. Good. And then we'll bring them all the way back up to center. Inhale, reach up with both arms. Notice as you reach up what happens. You start to kind of press more into the floor. You're reaching up to the sky. Just press the arms, reach up. Okay, if your legs are bent, you're going to start to feel the knees push together. Maybe you might even lift the hips just a little bit off the floor. Reach up, and then exhale, release it all. Let the shoulders come down. Open your arms out to the sides if that's comfortable for you. And release into your breath, soften everything. And we're going to come off this blanket roll, and I'm going to do it through Frankenstein coming out of the grip. So stretch your legs out if that's okay for you. You're welcome to just roll to the side and come up, but otherwise take your arms over your head, take a nice big stretch, maybe hip walk a little bit, move your arms a little bit like this little arm and hip walk thing that we just kind of did, but not touching each other. And then find your length, extend in two directions. Now, as you exhale, you lift the arms up to the sky, and then you lift your head, chin comes up, draw your belly in, and you keep coming up. It's a roll up. You just do your best. Whatever happens, once we're up, might reach up, and then take your hands down to the earth. Good. Move the blanket roll away if you were using it. You can put something for your head. We're going to put something underneath the hips as we come down, so you can maybe keep that or your bolster. And then I'm going to come down the same way. So it's just a spinal roll. Take the arms out, lift yourself up, anchor your heels. Now as you exhale, it's cat. Roll back, chin tucks in. You come down. You know, I like to kind of pause right before the floor, lift my legs up, be in your strength and your length, spread your toes, and then exhale, take yourself all the way down. Maybe your arms come over your head or they just go by your side. And just feel now, if you've been on that blanket roll the whole time, your chest, back of your heart is going to feel very grounded. Good. Okay. Good. So take another breath in, breathe out. And then hip walk your legs a little bit. So you extend, feet are flexed. Just walking them. And then we're going to bend the knees, put the feet on the floor. And this time the feet are going to stay hip distance. So we're going to lift the hips and roll down a few times. And you can, you know, if this is something new to you, then you either just bend your elbows, keep the forearms on the floor, the palms face each other. And that gives you really good grounding in the shoulders, tops of the shoulders. You can also have your arms down, and you can also take your arms over your head. So whatever feels good and fine, just anchor the back of your head, your shoulders, your feet. Start to arch your back as you inhale. And as you exhale, you press the solar plexus into the floor, the hips lift, right? We just did that. And then you can come up as high as you like. You push the feet down and away. You start to move
more into the upper chest, and then exhale, lower down, maybe top to bottom, if that makes sense. And then pause for a full breath in and out. Yeah. And then you're going to inhale, you arch your back. And as you exhale, you release that and lift your hips in whatever way makes sense. Breathe here and then lower yourself down. So you don't have to go up super high. This is really about just rolling the spine from the base, maybe all the way to the neck, but it doesn't really matter for right now. Okay, we're just gonna do maybe, let's do 2 more, and if you've had enough, that's fine, just rest. Otherwise, just enjoying this connection to the earth and moving your spine in a different plane than you have all day. And then as you come down, we're going to just release here. Take a few breaths. Yeah. So whenever you come down, I want you to take at least 3 breaths. And then after you've done that, we're going to bring the knees into the chest. So here's where you might want your strap or a blanket, a shawl. We're going to hold the knees into the chest for a few, I want to say minutes. So that might not be accurate, so don't get worried, but for a little bit of time. So feel free to either use your strap or your shawl or your arms. And you might interlace your fingers. If you can really snuggle in, you might hold opposite elbows. That's really tight, or forearms. Notice if you've crossed your feet and try to uncross them. And then we're just going to be here in this child's pose. So I have my knees quite in. And even though, you know, if you look, you'll be like, oh, that's amazing. But it's work. I really feel it. And so I hope you do too. When you be in a place where you can feel like a little bit of restriction in your breath. Maybe you feel like something in your low back that's receiving this. And then you'll close your eyes and maybe smile. And just let your breath be restricted. See if you can soften your shoulders a little bit. So we want to be here till it almost becomes comfortable. Just really softening in. Softening your third eye. The back of your heart. Notice your shoulders if they've crept up again in tension. If you've crossed your legs, try and uncross. Okay, we're almost there. Wherever there is. So soften and try and get there. How can I relax in this pose? And then we're going to release really slowly. So don't just like let the legs go and that's it. Like really slow. You might take your hands to your knees for a few moments and holding onto your knees, let your arms go straight. Feet are just hanging there. Good. Okay, and then we're just gonna, you might have your feet on the floor already, that's fine. But bring them back in, and we're just gonna bring them in as you inhale, and then you're just gonna release them out. And so maybe the feet touch the floor, but maybe they don't. The arms might pull in, and then the arms just get straight as the knees leave you. And just do this a few times. We're gonna turn this into a circling. Just feel your breath. Yes. And then you're going to hold the knees wherever they are, and we're going to start to just make circles with the knees. So your hands can be however works for you just to drive this. Yes, and then reverse, circle the opposite way. I'm not going really fast. I want to feel. Okay, and then we're going to circle the first way again 3 times and 3 times. This time I'm going to put my arms on the floor, palms facing down, and I flex my feet a little bit and make these circles a little bit bigger. But if that's not good for your back, then keep holding. So 3 times in each direction. Yes. Good. Okay, and then as you finish that, Then we're just gonna rest. So I'm letting my knees just drop into my chest here to rest, but feel free to, you know, stretch your legs up or put your feet on the floor, whatever you need to do. I just want it to be very like present, feeling. Good. So take 2 more breaths. And then if your legs are not on the feet aren't on the floor, then now we're going to bring them to the floor. See if you can do both of them landing at the exact same time. So it's a little slow and kind of notice. And once you get to the floor, then we're going to grab your prop, your bolster, your folded blanket, a block if you prefer, and you're going to lift your hips and just rest your sacrum on whatever you like. So if you want, I have bolsters here. If you, I mean blocks, if you prefer. I know you, I like the blocks. So whatever you prefer, just to lift your hips. So there is a little difference, you know, if you use a block, then we support the bones. And if you use something softer, then we're allowing the bones and the muscles to rest. So whatever, you know, whatever you have there, just coming into this supported bridge pose. At whatever height feels good. You know, if we were in the studio, I might challenge you to go a little higher, but it's all good. And just drop in. This is, you're upside down for this practice. So this is an inversion. You just notice that your heart is lifted, a little higher than your head, hips are lifted. Okay, soften your glutes, your heart, and just feel like even if your eyes are closed, that if you opened your eyes, you'd be looking into your own heart. And it's not often that that happens. Okay. Soften the back of your heart, your shoulders, the back of your head, your cheeks, and even taking your inner gaze, even if your eyes are closed, you can imagine I'm looking into my own heart. And the chambers of the heart. All of these words are not accidents. The heart has chambers. The heart has rooms. It has space. Softening, releasing. You know, if you need to change the height, you want to try higher or it's too high, adjust it and then drop in again. So a place where you're not holding your glutes, not holding your shoulders or tension in your face. Just really allow yourself to be very heavy. And, okay, and then we're going to come off of this. And if you're using a bolster blanket, just bring it down between your hips and your heels. And if you're using a block, just take it out. We're going to come to Baddha Konasana. So that soles of the feet together, knees open to the side. So if you've had some hip stuff especially, but everybody, prop up underneath your thighs. Use your blankets. Do you need anything there?
No, I got a bolster.
Okay. Use your blankets. Use whatever you need. If you want to tuck a blanket, you know, you can lift your feet up in the air, put a blanket over the baby toe edge, and then the legs come back down and you can cover yourself up. Just make it really sweet. Okay, if you want to take your hands to your inner thighs and, you know, you can give your hip crease, your inner thighs some love, your hips, whatever, massage wherever you need or just be in your rest. You notice if you're clenching your glutes anywhere down in your pelvic floor. And this is about opening. Your hands could be on your low belly even. You know, maybe in that yoni triangle mudra, so the thumbs are touching and the index fingers touch and you lay that on your belly. But they can also slide apart. It's fine. And just feeling your breath, your vibrancy. The soles of the feet together, you might feel that even if you're wearing socks, the frequency. Scanning again, noticing any place you're clenching, it just sneaks in on us. So softening the glutes, the back of your heart, smiling. Just really dropping in with your full presence, full attention, your courageous heart. You know, it's not easy to let go. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. It's not easy. So honor your courageous heart. Getting on the mat requires courage. You never know what's going to happen, what you're going to be asked to do. And just like life. So we build a courageous heart here, and we let that support us in our daily life as we need it. Okay, I'm going to change this really slightly just to give us a little bit more hip. So even if you have your blanket, you're going to just sneak one foot up, and you might even get it over to the opposite knee. That's going to be like the full, really extent of that hip opening, but it might even just rest on the inside of the calf. So just moving one foot up, and then if it's over the knee or on the knee, you're going to flex the foot, let the knee drop. That opposite, or that knee that you crossed, the leg you crossed, you let that knee drop. And you can feel free to throw your blankets in to support that. Just breathe into whatever this is. And we're going to turn this into thread the needle. So from here, the leg that you didn't move is just going to start to lift up. And then we'll bring this whole package into the chest. And you can interlace your fingers behind the back thigh or over the shin. And you know, if you're very stiff and this is a lot for you, you might just keep the foot on the floor and breathe. So however you are here, just dropping in, let the shoulders drop, let the package do the work. Soften your glutes. Notice these little things that kind of just come in to protect us. Foster your courageous heart. Smile. That opens your heart. And notice your glutes. Notice the back of your heart, your shoulders. Good. Okay, take one more breath. And then you're going to release, bring the knees into your chest. Hug them in. Let the feet come down to the floor. See if you can get them to touch at the exact same time. And then open the knees out into Baddha Konasana again, like a little book. Your arms can come out to the side. Find the soles of the feet together. Drop in. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Just take a few breaths here. Yes, and then you're going to take the opposite leg and cross it on top of that leg that's on the floor. However you need to do that. You might even bring that other leg in a little bit. Kind of find it. Then flex the top foot. Allow the knee to drop. Smile and breathe. Whatever's coming up, you might even feel something in the opposite hip. Whatever you feel is correct, as long as there's no pain. But discomfort is okay. Breathe into all of that. Let's take one more full breath in. Breathe out, and then float or dance your way into thread the needle here. So I'm not moving super fast, just so you feel, you feel everything. And then you adjust yourself as you need. Change the interlace of your fingers here. So they can go behind the thigh or on top of the shin. And then melt yourself in. Notice all these places that are trying to protect you. And you smile, and you let the glutes go, let the back of the heart go. Nice, easy breath. Feel your breath is moving and flowing. Any place you're holding, let it go. You're very aware of all these places. You just naturally want to get tight. And then we'll release and you just bring the knees in again. Yeah, this time we're not going to take the feet right to the floor, but you're going to find Baddha Konasana in the air. So the soles of the feet come together, the knees open. You interlace your fingers and you pop them over the baby toe edge of your feet, if you can do that. Otherwise, use your strap. And then you just kind of draw the feet down and maybe up or back. You know, you might rock side to side here or move, you know, a little bit front to back, whatever feels good. So you've been circling here if that works for you. And then we're going to move to happy baby. And we'll separate the feet and you just hold on. Take 2 or 3 breaths like this. If you love this pose, you take longer. Softening your glutes, back of your heart. And then we're going to release by bringing the knees in, hugging them in. And then lowering your feet to the floor, maybe at the exact same time. Okay, so from here, my friends, we're going to move into Shavasana. If you'd like that to be in Baddha Konasana, the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop, then go ahead and do that. Otherwise, take the time to roll over, come up, and set yourself up for a really nice, sweet rest. I'm laughing as both puppies are crashed here. So cute. So, I don't know if you can see them. Anyway, so just find your most comfortable, supported, loving space right now. And if you want to do legs up the wall or legs on the couch, whatever you need, then you offer it. Sneak this out. Covering your eyes. Okay, now if you've had a lot of stress, right, in your life right now, and you lie down and your brain starts talking to you, your eyes start fluttering, then just use your hands, or maybe you massage your third eye space, or you can tap your heart. These are great little tools, tapping your heart or even tapping your third eye. And then cover your eyes with the palms of your hands. All of these little things you can do to help to bring yourself back and invite in this presence to really let go. And if you need mantra, bring in I am as you inhale. And then you can add your third word, but perhaps it's grounding. Noticing the busyness of your mind, bringing it back to your breath. I am grounding. As you rest, just feeling your breath as it becomes shallow and restful. And to let that guide the whole body into just being heavy, grounded, open, courageous. Ask your inner teacher. Everything you need to know is within you. Rest in your stillness and with the knowledge and awareness that everything you need is within you. Everything you need is within you. And no one and nothing can make you more than you already are. Nothing and no one can make you more than you already are. Feel the truth in your presence, in your courageous, loving heart. Notice any places that you are restricting yourself from being here in your rest, from allowing the body to flow freely, from crown of head to soles of feet. Let go of what you can. And as you start to let go and drop in, and just feeling how the breath starts to maybe deepen and lengthen in its quest to fill space. And really become heavy from the back of your heart all the way down, softening your glutes, the hips, the pelvic floor. To feel yourself as vessel. Perhaps a vessel of clear light. And then feeling into the shadows, the darkness. And maybe that needs to stay, and that's fine. You say, I see you. Or you can let it go and let the light fill these places. And I'm not talking, good places and bad places. Places that are open and places that are not yet open. And then staying in your Shavasana for as long as feels good. Might even be all the way, past the end of this video, and that's just, or the end of this class, and that's just fine. And if you feel ready to start to invite movement in, just consciously inviting that in through your fingers, your wrists, your toes, your ankles, lengthening yourself in any direction. And then inviting in any movement you need to bring you to the fetal position. And then resting there and coming up to seated as you feel ready. And again, take your time. We're just going to sit in meditation. So whenever you get here, if it's after meditation, that's fine too. Just honor your journey. Honor your rest. And honor your practice. As you arrive here, we're just going to take Gyan Mudra, that I'm A-OK mudra. Just leave that on your lap or on your knees, your thighs. And sitting up on something as you need to, finding your length and bowing your chin. Just a little bit. As if you were looking into your own heart. It's feeling the spaciousness and the circling of the thumb and the forefinger. The palms facing up, open to receive. The clarity of clear sight. And open, loving, compassionate, courageous kindness. For yourself. And for your loved ones, the people you come in contact with, which is way less now, but still opening yourself. And when we are open, when we are able to listen to our inner teacher, it's a great reminder that everything you need to know is within you. Without overthinking it, or just open yourself to be a clear vessel for clarity, for receiving whatever is being offered to you at this moment. And softening your eyes by smiling, your temples by smiling. Notice any place you're clenching. Can you let that go and still be in a supported seat? Okay, so we're going to keep this mudra in the hands. And then you'll inhale, lift your heart. And as you exhale, you're going to bring the hands together, keep the mudra, interlace the 3 back fingers and cross the circles over each other. I'm just holding mine down so you can have the circles there. We're just going to bring this into your heart. You're going to hold the circles over your heart. And bow down. And feel that you feel your heartbeat maybe. This little bit of protection as you hold your heart, but with the open hands and the open fingers. Inhale from here. And as you exhale, you're going to release this down. Keep the mudra, just let it turn up so that the hands maybe come to rest in your lap, even just for a moment. And then we're going to release the mudra completely, bring the palms together, up, all the way up, touch your thumbs to your third eye space, bow down. And then as you exhale, release the hands to your heart. As you inhale, grow tall, lift yourself up, and as you exhale, stay as you are. Your eyes can be closed or gently open. Good. Pause here. Great gratitude for yourself, for showing up, for doing the work, for honoring your practice. and creation of sacred space to simply be. Great medicine. Good. And with a clear heart and a courageous heart, we're going to do our May We Be Blessed mantra together, and we'll seal that with one Om. Inhale, lift yourself tall, and exhale completely. And inhale fully. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be healthy and happy. And we'll seal that with one Om. Inhale. Lakshmi. Thank you. Bow your chin. Bow down as you inhale. Touch your index fingers to your third eye. And as you exhale, touch your thumbs to your heart. Keep the thumbs there. Bring the index fingers up to your lips. Give them a little kiss. Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Namaste. Lift your chin. Open your eyes and send it out. Namaste, my friends. Thank you. Yes, I see you. Oh, I love this. This is awesome. Yes, right back at you. Thank you. Thank you, beauties. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here. We'll see, yes, thank you. And I'll see some of you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Yes, beauty, good. And I don't know where Claudette is, but I hope this helped her. Oh, there she is waking up, and I hope that helped. Thank you, guys. Yes. Yes, I see you, Ian. Have a great night, you guys. Thank you. Are you talking, Claudette? No, just turned it off. Okay. Night, guys. Have a nice night.